folks, here's my servo assembly. The actual servo motor, my speed control, kinda. It's the variable speed part of the speed control. This is the actual computer part of the controller, power on. I can reverse it with this, but it looks like it's kind of a pain in the butt to do, so I don't care. I'll get by without a reverse. But it'll allow me to set, I think I can set the max speed to 300 RPMs on the motor, which is far better than what I've got now. The clutch is just not as controllable. This will max out at 300 RPMs. And if I need to, I can find a little smaller pulley for this. This is a 75 millimeter. I think they make a 50 millimeter, and that'll slow it down a little bit more yet. So, unfortunately, I don't think there's anything I can do with the pulley up by my hand wheel here, but it is what it is. I do notice that where my pedal is, I want to move that over to the right, because it's as far to the left as it'll go right now. And if I could control stuff better with my left foot, I'd leave it there, but I'm better right-footed. So I need to try to shift it over, which I think it looks like it's just loosening up a couple of bolts and slide it over. But that also will accommodate the speed control better too, the variable part of the speed control. They came with a new linkage rod to hook everything up, the pedal to this, and now it's just a matter of getting to work. I don't think once that I have the motor mounted here that it's going to line up. The pulley will line up. So I will probably, unfortunately, have to re-drill for this. I didn't want to. I kind of like keeping things as original as possible, but the servo motor is just something that I need to do. And it is what it is. We'll live with it. So I'm going to get to figuring some of this stuff out, and I'll get back with you. Well, there it is. In all its glory, the servo motor is on. I haven't put my belt guard back on. I do have a new belt on it, and I'll put it up here in a minute to show you that. I'm going to sew a line here real quick just so you can kind of see everything working under there, because there ain't much to it. And you can watch over here. That's what its max RPM that it's set for, and you can see how many RPM it's turning. So we're at about 200. So there you go. Whether any of that, you can tell what was going on, I don't know, but you clip this, and I'll move the camera so you can see it up on top, see what's going on here. I'll be right back. Alright, I'm trying to have the camera in a position where you can see it and I'm not going to block too much, but I will be blocking some things because it's the nature of the beast. This is the leather that I'm using. This is probably about a 6 to 7 ounce, and that's 2 layers thick. Now, I'll show you after I stitch it. You'll see that the feed dogs, which I'm replacing, I'm putting in some different ones, leaves a little mark on the back, but let's stick her in here. I don't use a knee lifter, so I took it off of here because my knees are screwed up. I can't move them that way. We'll just leave it this way. Nice and slow. And I can speed her up. a snip. And get these off of here too. I still have to get the tension right, but it's pretty good so far. But you can see on the back there that the feed dogs leave a mark. And you know, these feed dogs, I don't know if they've ever been replaced. So they may be from 1947 when the machine was built. I've got some new ones, and I'm going to put them on and go from there. Try one more pass so you can see that working again. Just going to do this slow. This is for my my bobbin winder. I put a bobbin on here, and it pushes against the belt. When the bobbin gets full, it pushes on this thing and pushes it back. All done. So you have to unthread the machine before you can run the bobbin winder, but that's just one of those things. I like the speed. Now I can slow it down a little bit more. 200 RPM is where it seems to work. It seems to where it comes on. I pull my thread from up here just because it's better than trying to pull it through the needle. You break the needle that way. On my home machine, I just pull it through the needle, but that one also doesn't have the tension set as tight as this is because of what I'm trying to do. But even, you know, I need to adjust the tension a little more, but it lays a pretty good line down there. I think I'm going to like this machine. It's going to do everything I want it to do. And I'm going to make it wristlet here, and I'll actually do a video on it, and we'll use the machine to make it. So stay tuned for that one. I'm going to go ahead and change my feed dogs, and I've got this part of the plate. I don't have this part. This opens so that you can change your bobbin. I can't even reach my big fingers in there to change that bobbin, but it's easier just to reach. I can reach right under the machine and do it. It's a lot easier that way. So there you go. That's I guess that's my machine. It seems to work pretty well so far, and I'm looking forward to making a lot of cool stuff with it. The lady I got it from is ecstatic that I've actually got it working, and I've used it and tried it out and did some stuff with it. The servo motor is making a world of difference because I can set that max down. The only thing it doesn't have is a reverse. In order to reverse, I would need to run a couple stitches. If I leave the needle down, I can just spin my work. Come right back, spin it back around. There you go. You know, your normal consumer machine's got maybe a 50 or 25 yard spool on it. That's 500 yards of thread on there. It's a heavier thread, but yeah, even still got to work on that tension a little bit. That's not a problem. I think I'm going to wind up getting a new tensioner for it. They are available. It's a pretty common. A lot of the parts on here are pretty common, so you know, Singer didn't change much with it. As long as it's for the industrial, it should be the same deal. So I'll probably get a new tensioner for this, and my bobbin threader has my bobbin winder has a tensioner on that too. I did replace it with a leather belt. Found them on Amazon. There's 12 feet of belt material and a couple of pins. It's just a little like a staple in there. If you've never seen a leather belt before, there ain't much to them. It's just a round piece of leather, and you connect the ends like that. This is the old one, of course, but that's all it is it's a staple that goes through there to hold it together. You used to use these on cars and everything, so can't be too bad. I can put a V-belt on here, and I may at some point, but I have to change this wheel. So I don't know. I could go with a bigger pulley up here and a smaller pulley down below. That'll slow it down even more, which I may do in the future. But this pulley is part of the hand wheel. So the only way that I'm going to change that pulley is to get a new hand wheel, and I don't know if I can do that. I have to do a little more research on that one. If I had a pulley here the same size as the hand wheel and drop to a 50 millimeter pulley down on the motor, it would really be a significant change. I do have to wire up my light yet. I'm going to keep the original light on here just because, well, nostalgia tells me to. I have another portable light that I'll probably put over the bench too, so I got enough light. But I have a spot right behind the camera there where this is going to go and reside, and I can just scoop myself right from my workbench right over to the sewing machine. So there we are. We'll catch you in another video. Just wanted to give you the update. I could not put the belt guard on because of how I mounted the motor. Oh well, throw it in the box, hang on to it. There we go. And we'll catch you in the next video. Thanks for watching. Stay safe, God bless, and we'll get back with you when we do this wristlet. You'll dig it. Bye for now.